Ed gets 6 pins there. Interesting, both our bowlers coming into this match after their first match. Again, Ed shot a 122 in the match just completed, and Jonathan had a 121. Ed just misfired on that shot. Could tell right away it came out of his hand wrong. And picks up 2 more pins for an 8. So Ed at 17 through 2 frames as Jonathan prepares. Jonathan again pulls out of Lucky Strike lanes, and Lynn and Jonathan starts off with a 9. Talking to Jonathan earlier, he found out about this tournament on a bowler's forum, where I guess this was posted and you could come down. Jonathan with the spare. So you could find out about this on the bowlers forum he saw on the internet, and was able to come down here and attempt to qualify, which he did as our number 3 seed. Six pins there. Again, Jonathan only 18 years old. Picks up another pin. But Jonathan is a very accomplished bowler. He has bowled in the World Candlepin Championships. Picks up 2 of the 3 for a 9. So through 2 frames, Jonathan's at 25. And here comes Ed. Ed picks up 5 pins there. Another ball that came out of Ed's hand incorrectly, and he knew it right away. Ed with the 6 there. So Ed now bowling in his 4th frame. I think Ed maybe took a couple of frames just to come back after that last match, and if he picks up this spare, I would say he's back. Second shot on lane 16. Those are tough shots with that deadwood there, because you're never sure what's going to happen to the ball and the pins. Jonathan with a 9 count on his first ball. And a spare in frame 3. And another 9 count. So Jonathan has just, and another spare. Jonathan has just come out flying in this match. He's got 3 spares, 1 open frame, and each of his first shots that have gone with the spares, I believe, are 9 balls. That's a 5 for red. It picks up 2 more. And it gets an 8. In his 5th frame, he's got a 40 total. So 6 count for Ed. That ball took a bounce when it came out of Ed's hand. And an 8 count for Ed. So through 6 frames, Ed has a 48. Jonathan with another 9 count. Oh. That's where that deadwood will hurt you. And he picks up the 10. So through 5 frames, Jonathan has a 73. And through 5 frames, Ed was at 40. So that was a 23 pin lead through 5 frames. And that's a 6 for Jonathan. Again, Jonathan coming in with a 130 average. 3 more pins for Jonathan. And he picks up that last pin for a 10. So, Jonathan has a 35 pin lead through 6 frames. And there's a 6 for Ed. Ed's just a little off target in this match. Three more. He's just missing that head pin. picks up the 10th pin. But for Ed, 10s are not going to do it. He needs strikes or spares to get back in this and hope Jonathan doesn't pick up any more marks. Four there for Ed, just again, a little to the left-hand side of the head pin. There he got the head pin. But with no pins on the left-hand side. An 8 for Jonathan. That was an interesting shot. It hit what looked like the head pin and then just delayed. He picks up. And a 6. Three more for 9 total. He is on fire. So Jonathan Boudreau is at 109 through 8 frames. Ed Dunn up to finish out here. And there is a nice shot for Ed Dunn. There you go, Ed. Nice job. Nice spare. So Ed could use 3 strikes in this frame, and then for Jonathan to go home without finishing out. And that's pretty much it. If Jonathan were to leave now, he actually would still win. But he wouldn't be able to bowl in the championship, so Ed would take over due to default. And Ed ends up with a 90. Good effort by Ed. As well as things went for Ed in his previous game, the breaks went against him in that game. So the good news is Ed and I will be reunited for the championship match. And that's 8 for Jonathan in his 9th frame. Oh, and that's a field goal. That's up and good. So Jonathan is at 117 through 9. Jonathan with the 7 there. Picks up 1 pin. And picks up all 10. So Jonathan's going to end up with a 127 there. So great job by both bowlers. Jonathan is our Week 4 champion, and he wins this week's prize and is going to move on to our championship match next week, and is one of our 4 finalists that'll be going for our grand prize. So we'll be back to talk to our bowlers in just a moment. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Ficco's Bowladrome. Ed, for everything that went well in that match before this one, didn't go well. You couldn't find the head pin in that one.
Well, even when I found it, I didn't find it correctly, and I was not getting the breaks I hoped I was going to get. And when you're playing a competitor like Jonathan, who's in the Pro Series, you leave him open frames, he's going to fill them with marks. And I knew right out of the gate I had to get off to a good start. Right. When I didn't, I knew I was basically hanging on, and I gave it a good go, but unfortunately the ball just didn't work that game for me.
There were at least two shots that I could tell right away, because you turned around, came out of your hand wrong, and you turned around right away.
Yeah, when you've been bowling this long, you know if your ball's got a chance as soon as you let go of it. And sometimes I really got in there and cheering the ball on, and sometimes I just walked away knowing it wasn't going to make the shot I wanted it to. But in this game, you've got to make your shots, because everybody that we've interviewed has told us you got to hit the head pin and you got to make your spares, and there's luck involved. And unfortunately, I didn't get the luck. Right.
Now, if those were my shots, I would have been psyched.
That's why you're holding the microphone right now.
Touche. Jonathan, you were on fire, especially the first half of that match. It seemed every one of your first shots, you got 9 pins down.
Well, yeah, the ball was working, especially the first half of the string. You know, I had a 9-drop with Badwood at one point, but I was pinning out the boxes. You know, I think I had about 4 marks for the string, but the score was good. You know, helps when you get in 10s. You know, the 1-string matches, you have to pin. You know.
Absolutely.
And, luckily, I was doing that today, and I made my singles. You know.
Right. Ended up with a 127 in that match. So you're going to be moving on to our championship round next week, and as the winner this week, you do win $50 as champion. Yep. So you'll be moving on next week for our championship match, and the winner of that will win $200 for that. So folks, that'll do it for today's show. For Jay Horrigan, I'm Jay Horrigan. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.
This program was made possible by your Franklin friends and neighbors, good folks just like you. Thanks for supporting Franklin TV. And thanks for watching.